People were making $300,000, $600,000, $500,000 on these homes. Where else could you park your money and make $500,000 tax-free every 2 years? You have to pay to live somewhere anyways. So it was an investment that you were already going to be spending money on. Well, the market peaked in Ladera in 2006, and it was a feeding frenzy. Every time there was a new development, a new phase release, there would be lines of people. There was even lotteries, and money was cheap and it was easy to get. So the concept was to get on the fastest horse you could ride. And if you could afford to be in the home on a 3-year interest only, you could flip it at the end. You could take your $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 that you would make and roll it into something else or do something else with it. So the perspective was different from a baby boomer generation where they would look at a home and they would have it paid off in 30 years. There are a lot of people who are original owners and they're enjoying Ladera the way that everybody expected that they would. The people who bought in 2006 are the people that were hit the worst. Ladera attracted a lot of entrepreneurs, lots of lenders, lots of realtors, and at the time, they were making significant incomes. That's the bulk of who got caught up and got in trouble in Ladera Ranch. It wasn't that, somebody worked at a fast food restaurant and they were buying a $2 million home. This home sold for $2,020,000. It just sold as a short sale for $1,020,000 in June of this year. When Greenpoint and IndyMac went out of business, that's when the agents in the area knew that something was going to be dramatically different. When that train stopped and business lines of credit were being pulled, it was just this wave of job loss, and people began their series of default because they couldn't pay the mortgage. Okay. This particular street was hit very hard. Some people have called the street Foreclosure Row, but the reality of it is it was just bad timing. If they were original owners and they did buy, they all lost about $700,000 to $800,000 in a hot second. This is a later phase in Covenant Hills of custom homes, and obviously the later the phase, the higher they paid, and there's people who just lost their construction financing. When construction money returns, this is actually going to be a really fun street to watch get developed and to sell eventually. I think that it's probably going to be more of this throughout the next 5 years to really flesh out the people who are upside down and the people who can't handle their mortgages resetting. I think that home values will probably end up staying somewhere around where we are right now. I don't see home values dramatically being reduced. Ladera is still a huge draw. It's a lot less expensive to buy now, and that makes it difficult for the homeowners. If you consider the environment with interest rates the way they are right now and home values at 50% of what they were at the peak, it's the most insane time to buy a house.